So, what is the deal with these analog bags? Hi, it's Kendra back again with another Packing Light video. And this is another video not directly related to packing for a trip, more so packing for day-to-day life. And this analog trend ties in really closely to my personal life, so I wanted to share my version of it with you. I know I'm probably so far behind on this trend, it probably is already over by the time I'm posting this video, but I don't really mind because to me, going analog is more of a long-term lifestyle shift than a trend. I actually only found out about this trend when I saw people making analog movement reaction videos here on YouTube because I'm not on TikTok and I'm almost never on Instagram. But this trend really aligns with the way that I've been feeling over the last few years and some changes that I've been making recently. I've definitely been fighting a phone addiction for a while, including getting more and more off of short-form content like TikTok and Instagram. But about a year and a half ago, I started to make big changes to my relationship with my phone. The first change came when I began to turn my phone off and leave it in the kitchen, so I wasn't using it right before bed or right when I woke up. But when my boyfriend would travel for work, I still wanted to be able to stay in contact with the world in case of emergencies, so I bought this cheap dumb phone to keep by my bed while he's away. My original thought was to see if my parents still had any of the old cell phones that we used 15 to 20 years ago, but I actually read that those don't work here in the US anymore because a lot of the 3G and 2G networks have been taken offline in a lot of different areas. So unfortunately, I had to buy a new one, although luckily this one was only $30. And just having this dumb phone opened up a world of opportunities for me. I realized that if I planned it out, I could leave my regular phone behind for hours or days at a time to get a reset day from screens. So I wanted to share some of the things that I use when I do my no phone days, but I also think the idea of having to pack a ton of things to be able to get ourselves to stop being on our phones is kind of an indication of how bad phone addiction problems are. So I'm going to share more of my thoughts on that later, but first let me show you my analog day pack.
And as you'll see for all this analog bag stuff, I'm really all about just using what you have. I know there's been a lot of videos where people are showing like what to buy for an analog bag or what to buy to get into the analog movement. And I think we already have a lot of the things that we need. So I'm mostly going to be showing you things I already have, or if anything, things that I thrifted and how I use them to have analog days.
Two of my favorite purses to use for this are actually wonderful thrift finds. This is one that I bought at Goodwill for about $7 a few years back. And this is a larger purse that I might use if I need to bring like a bigger water bottle or something. I got this one at a clothing swap between some of my friends, and I've personalized it with a little craft. If I'm going to be stopping at a grocery store or carrying more snacks, or maybe I want a blanket to sit in a park on a warmer day, I might bring a tote bag. This one is a nice tote with a zipper. And I found this at a Buffalo Exchange, and I was lucky to find one that actually already has my initial embroidered on it. Another tote I like to use is this red tote. I've had it for maybe 15 years now, and obviously it's not looking brand new, but I kind of think that the wornness of it kind of adds to just like the well-loved look. And I like how this one has a key ring, some pockets in the front, and it also has some internal pockets, which makes it easy to organize. But really, any tote bag, backpack, or purse you already have can be your analog bag if you just decide to get off your phone while using that bag.
Okay, on to the packing.
One of the first things is my dumb phone, obviously. And I also see people bring MP3 players as well, but this phone actually has a micro SD slot that allows me to use it for music as well. And my parents had some extra micro SDs that they weren't using, so I didn't even have to buy anything for it. So I can put a bunch of songs on here. And I have a set of headphones that I use to listen to that music or for sound reduction because they kind of block out some ambient sound. Some obvious things, my keys and my wallet. I normally use my phone to get onto the train, so I have a travel card. And then I also am not a complete expert on the travel system, so a little map in case I need to know where I'm going. Those are just things I would normally use my phone for, and so I have to think about them when I'm not going to use my phone. I also love to have a notebook with me, and my little mini traveler's notebook is definitely my favorite for this. But before I had this notebook, I would just use any notebook that I had, like this little guy here, or even just a folded up sheet or two of printer paper, just to have on hand if I want to draw or take notes or write something down. And I think that really just goes to show that you just don't need to buy anything for these like analog days. You can literally just use whatever you have. And then I have a little collection of tiny pens and pencils here. I like to do a little pencil for drawing, and I just take one that's been sharpened down a bit so it takes up less space. And I find these little pencil tip covers to be helpful so that you know that your pencil is going to stay sharp. It's not going to mark up anything in your bag or break off. But if you are concerned about needing to sharpen it, I have this little tiny pencil sharpener that I might toss in as well. Or alternatively, I could use a little tiny pen, and I have these little guys. So let's see, maybe I'll do the tiny pen today. One thing I forgot to mention about the notebooks is that I've seen that a lot of people bring like all these different crafts with them, and that's just not my style because I like to pack so light. So I do like to bring a notebook because it's kind of like multiple crafts in one, multiple activities in one. I can write, I can draw. I do like to bring some reading material with me. Obviously, the Kindle is still a screen, so sometimes I do avoid bringing my Kindle just if I want to go screen free, but it does take up so much less space, which is really convenient. So sometimes I'll use my Kindle, or I might bring a little paperback book. It's like a cheap paperback. It's usually much smaller and easier to kind of like slide into the purse. I like to bring my film camera along with me. I've had this for about 4 years now, and I go through waves of using it more and less, but I do notice that when I consciously avoid bringing my phone with me, I am more likely to take the time to notice my surroundings and find interesting things to take pictures of. I am a hungry girl, and I always need to have some snacks on hand, so I'll bring a couple of things here. I also like to bring a reusable cup with me. If I'm running tight on space, I just go to a cafe where I know that they have cups that they wash and reuse for to-stay orders. But this reusable cup is great because it folds up and it can fit easily into a bag. I also love to bring a little water bottle, and this tiny water bottle is really great. It holds about 1/3 of a liter. And I wouldn't really be able to use this on like a hotter summer day, but for a day where if I'm going to a cafe that I know I'll be able to refill the water bottle, or if it's just not so hot, I'm not going to be like sweating a lot, this is definitely enough. I also like to bring this little mini pouch of essentials with me. I don't even know if I should go over what's in this anymore because it's in literally all of my videos. So just some little essentials like sanitizer, pain medication, things like that. Honestly, you can just look back in some of my other videos if you want to see everything that I keep in here, because I think it's getting a bit repetitive for me to show that every time. And then this is definitely not an essential, but I do love to have a little perfume with me. It's just like one of my favorite things. So it's getting a little tight in here, so I think I'm going to make a few swaps. So as you can see, the reusable cup didn't make the cut for this particular pack. And that's honestly okay, because if I'm having an analog day and I'm really trying to like be in the moment and be present with my time, like I really do want to just sit down in the cafe and drink my coffee. So I don't necessarily need this, and that way I don't have to wash it again when I get home. And then my camera also did not fit in the bag. And I think this is okay too. This happens kind of a lot where like one thing doesn't fit, and this is the perfect thing for me to keep out and put in my pocket or hold in my hand, because if I want to be taking pictures of my day, then I want to have it out and available. And I think I could probably loop it onto the bag if I needed to, like this. So if I really don't want to have it in my hand, I can have it attached to the bag like that. And then something else I always bring with me is my watch. I've never been a smartwatch person, so I just wear one like this that I already have for day-to-day use. So I think this analog trend is a good start for us getting off of our phones. But I also think that the need for an analog bag points to an unhealthy level of attachment to our phones and to the constant stimulation that they offer. Like the fact that I feel like I need to bring headphones or my dumb phone with me just shows me that I'm uncomfortable being bored or quiet or alone. The analog bag feels like a band-aid solution to this huge, deep problem of us all being addicted to our phones. And while I think it's a good start, I don't think it will actually solve anything without major internal changes. For me, I already love being able to get away from screens. And I think the next step is being comfortable doing that without having a bag full of things to entertain me while I'm doing it. And an analog bag isn't exactly going to help me with that. I've been doing some internal reflecting and working on practicing mindfulness more in my life to build up the habit of being present and in the moment, to work on that instead. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of the analog movement trend? Do you have an analog bag? What would you put in it? I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you would be interested in seeing more of these what's in my bag day packing style videos in addition to the travel content that I do. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.